We're Suffragan City.
You're watching NewBandTV.
I thought you were gonna do it.
And once you guys, or one person or a bunch of you, can give us a brief history on how you guys started playing music.
I started playing music with an acoustic guitar in my living room when my dad would listen to some old Beatles, Led Zeppelin records.
Would you learn to play those ones?
Yeah, the first song I ever learned on guitar was Stairway to Heaven. I didn't play it right, but that was the first song I learned on guitar.
Were you one of those guys that would always walk in a Guitar Center or place and just always start
No, I was always
Stairway
the
to
guy
Heaven?
that laughs at those guys.
Good, that's the way to go.
I don't know, when I think I started playing, my earliest what I consider musical experience is when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I went to my neighbor, he was like this old, like wheelchair-bound fella, and he was always like going out to check his mail, and one day he was like whistling, and I just like happened to randomly, like 4-year-old status, walk over to him and ask him how to whistle, and he taught me how to do it. So I had my own little instrument, made my own tunes, whistling.
Not your everyday
And then I got a trumpet.
story right there, that's cool.
Oh, trumpet. What's on the trumpet?
I got a trumpet at a flea market when I was 6 years old. I played that thing pretty mean status, then a harmonica. When I was 7, I got a keyboard.
Nice.
How many instruments in all?
Mix it up. I don't know. A bunch of random ones. How about you guys?
I started playing the recorder at a private school and learned a few songs, and then I started playing bass. I actually learned bass before guitar, which is kind of uncommon for people, but probably I've been playing about 7 years, and I learn new things every day from these cats. It's awesome.
These cats.
I was the typical band nerd, and I started my band nerddom in 4th grade with a stringed instrument. To get into the drums in 5th grade, you had to play a string instrument. But prior to that, there's a picture that I just recently saw when I was 2, and my family went camping, and they gave me 2 twigs and one of the Jiffy Pop popcorn things. Yeah. And there is documentation of me playing on that, so I'm going to go with 2 years old.
Nice.
I was always just fascinated by people playing music. Whenever I saw someone pick up an instrument and do something on it, I always wanted to try it. So 4th grade came, and I was like, "Mom, what's up with the band at school?" And she hooked me up, and rest is
What was the
history.
instrument?
Oh, trumpet. It started out on
Really?
trumpet.
Nice.
For sure.
Really?
Wow,
Oh,
I did
yeah.
trumpet too, 4th
know?
grade.
Oh yeah.
4th grade
Did
trumpet,
it for
but the
2
only reason I
years?
did trumpet was because the other instruments
nothing
were
else.
the other instruments were already taken, so I got stuck with trumpet.
Exactly.
And it was an old ass trumpet too,
Yeah.
and I didn't even make it to the Christmas concert.
Exactly.
I quit trumpet before the first semester was over.
My mom picked up an acoustic guitar a couple years later at a garage sale and was just like, "Here," and I was like, "All right." So changed lives.
How have you guys evolved since your last EP and then now to your new album? What'd you say?
How long is a light year?
I was just gonna say light years. Of course I was. When we wrote the EP, we weren't really even a band. I mean, we were 5 guys who got together hoping that eventually the final product would be a band. So we got together and we were like, instead of being official about this, like we didn't even have a name. When the songs that are on the EP were literally written before we even had a band name. And like once we had all these songs like written and recorded, we were like ready to go into the studio to record a demo of these songs, and we were like, all right, we got to pick a name. Remember we had Take It How You Want It, Speechless, The Process.
Yeah.
We had like all these songs already done, and we still didn't even have a band name.
We wrote and recorded all of those songs within 2 months of being a band. So there was not a lot of time for thought in those songs. We just got into a room, started jamming some stuff out. That I mean, we had material that we had worked on before we even met each other that ended up on our EP. So like stuff that I would be jamming on by myself in my room. We brought it to the band room, and the 4 other guys that were in the room, we made a song out of it. Speechless was written in 45 minutes. Like there's stuff like we didn't really put a lot of thought into the EP, and it's awesome for what it is, and I'm very proud of it for what it is.
I think we put thought into it, but I think that we really didn't, as far as thought as a group, having a direction, we didn't like sit down and say, hey, we want the lyrics to be about stuff like this, we want the music to feel like this. We kind of just did what came out naturally. I think that's what you mean by didn't put thought into it. Like when I would write the lyrics like to the EP, like they were super personal lyrics that I had been working on for like years, like literally 2 or 3 years, and I would just like take journal entries and turn them into songs, never knowing that the demo we were recording was going to be released worldwide. Like we just assumed that the only people that were going to hear this recording we were doing were going to be like promoters that we were sending CDs to try to get shows in Northern California, and they ended up getting heard on Pure Volume by Richard, and from there the whole label thing happened, and we ended up touring and becoming the band that we are today. But it's as far as from writing the EP till now, light years. We've really
EP
taken.
was hardly a collective effort. It was basically everybody's vision for what they thought was going to be a band kind of thrown into these songs, to where we were like, okay, yeah, sure, and then like there were songs and we were like, okay, and we recorded them.
A lot of time. Oh, go ahead.
It wasn't like everybody sat down like, okay, what is this song about? Like, what do you feel about it? It wasn't, nobody like, it was hardly a people coming together and thinking about each song individually. It's just kind of like throwing things in and giving your 2 cents on each part, and that was it. It was like, play the part you want to play to this, and that was about it.
He's just that boy from out of town, only stops here twice a year.